terribly important for your education, but unordered lists and ordered lists are not the only lists under the sun. Anybody ever use the other kind? A description list or a DL? Let's look it up. HTML, description list. Thank you for being helpful. Let's see here. What's W3 Schools say? A description list with terms and descriptions. So DL instead of UL. DT for term. DD for description. Black, hot drink. Milk, white, cold drink. So DT for the term, DD for its description. So it just gives a little more structure to each one. Now you could also wrap each set of DT and DD in an LI if you want. Most examples don't, but it also doesn't hurt anything. And it might make it a little clearer where one person's stats end and the next begin, or where each stat begins and the next ends, I mean. Let's just do it. Piece of cake. I'm wanting it to turn out like this. DT name. The term. Its description, Davy. Right? Term, age. DD, so dang old. So that's what I want to happen instead of the list we've got. So in handle submit, we don't need to change a darn thing, do we? We call render list, and it's its responsibility to figure out what kind of list. So in render list, we change this to DL. And that's the only change we make inside render list. Now building each list item, we're going to have to do a tiny bit more because each list item is going to have a DT and a DD in it. No big deal though. So we create the list item. We create a DT, document create element DT, and we set its text content to just the label. So now the label and the value are in separate elements, which is kind of nice. We can target them individually, which makes them a little easier to style for one thing. Because what if we wanted all our labels to line up? It'd be pretty darn hard if they were all just in text nodes. And then we create our DD, the description. We try to append the value. Failing that, must have been a string, so we just concatenate it. We append both the DT and the DD to the list item, and we return the list item. Render list doesn't care that the item is a little different than it was before, right? It just requests the item, it gets it back, and it happily appends it. Now, without any CSS, this is really ugly. But because of the structure it provides, it makes it really easy to style.